All right, last one. Ooh, this one's a lot smaller print. A rectangle is drawn on a coordinate grid. 3 of its 4 vertices are located at these points. What's the location of the 4th? So all you're doing here is putting in the coordinates. I'm going to use a graph since this is actually out of your book. And I don't know if you want to write in your book. You can, but it's easier to use a graph. So our first coordinate is -1, -2. So -1 on X down to -2 on Y. That's your first coordinate. Second coordinate is -1, -4, or excuse me, -1, +4, -1 on X, 4 on Y. Third coordinate is +2, -2, +2 on X, -2 on Y. See what's happening? They want to know the 4th coordinate of the rectangle. So when you're looking at this, if you drew in a rectangle, your 4th coordinate would be right there, right? And that is 2, 4. So the answer to number 9 is 2, 4. That's interesting. They didn't give you a choice. That's a write-in. And that's what you would write in. All right, which of the following expressions is equal to 4x minus 2 times 3x minus 9? I'm gonna make that larger because it's really hard to see. 4x minus 2 times 3x minus 9. And we're just going to simplify it. 4x minus 2 times 3 is 6x minus 2 times 9 is 18. And then combine these two, you've got -2x minus 18. Look at your answers. C. And the trick to these is knowing there's no equal sign. You're not solving this. You are just finding a more simplified form. So you don't have to solve for x. There's no equal. All right, last one. In the equation, 3x squared minus 10x equals 8. So let's go 3x squared minus 10x equals 8. Now, problems like this, there's probably a really nice streamlined way to figure it out. But when you're in the middle of a GED test, use the answers, just backwards engineer it or reverse engineer. Pick one, doesn't matter which one. I'm going to start with a positive number just because it's easier. I'm going to start with C, number 3. And I'm just going to plug 3 into X. Minus 10 times 3 equals 8. Solve it. So 3 squared is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Minus 10 times 3 is 30. That does not equal 8, does it? It is not C. So, you know, it's not C. Then I'm going to do the 4 because it's still positive. I prefer positives. I'm going to plug 4 in for the X's. 3 times 4 squared minus 10 times 4 equals 8. And 4 squared is 16. 16 times 3, that's going to 18. That's going to be 48. 48 minus 10 times 4 is 40. Look at this. 48 minus 40 is 8. D is your answer. And if you started with A, it doesn't matter really where you start. I just have a personal preference of knocking out the positives because they're faster. But if you start with A, it's not going to come out quite right, because you're going to have -4 times -4 is still positive 16. So you're going to begin A with 48 minus 10 times -4. So it's going to look like this. And remember, when we have double negatives, it's the same as a positive. This would equal 88. That's not going to work. And the same with the -3. -3 is just not going to work. It's going to be 9 times 3. It's still going to start with the 27. But then when you get to the 10 times -3, you're going to have -30. Not going to work. So it is D. All right. If you guys have any questions about these, or if you want to see other problems, just let me know. It's important that you're comfortable skipping around with these different style questions, because nothing is in order. It's not like you go and sit for the GED test and they're all in a nice order. Like you start easy and go hard. They're all over the place. You could have a quadratic equation and the next problem could be some kind of addition. So it's important to be comfortable with just that skipping around. And the best way to do it is to practice. So, and don't practice big, long pages of problems. Practice a few. Like I can send you pages and pages of the same type of problem. And what I would have you do, if you're working with me as a student, I'd have you do 2 of them a day for a number of days, because that's going to put it in your long-term memory. So when you get to the test and you see a similar problem, you're going to do it automatically. You're not going to think about it. And if you can do that, you're going to save time on the test. You're going to save a lot of grief. You're not going to be as stressed out. So, all right. Have a good day. Let me know if you need anything. Talk to y'all soon.